Turning now to this, the Pentagon releasing a third batch of declassified UAP files, adding to a growing archive of documents, videos, and witness accounts involving unexplained sightings. For more, we're going to bring in Ryan Graves, one of the best people to talk about this, former Navy F-18 pilot and UAP whistleblower. Ryan, I want to start with this. This is one of the newest videos that's released. We're showing our viewers by the War Department. It was shot with an iPhone 14 Pro Max last July, 9 o'clock at night, somewhere in the northeastern United States. Witnesses saw two identical red spheres. The center of both looked like white plasma suns the size of a basketball. The FBI says the people who called this in are credible. What do you think we're looking at here?
Yeah, hey, Peter, thanks for having me on. Good morning. Well, you know, this is a case that actually came to Americans for Safe Aerospace, my nonprofit, first. We assessed the information. In fact, I was local to this particular witness and actually visited them in person. And eventually, with the witness's permission, we did refer it to a working group within the FBI who was able to look in to see if there was any national security or aviation safety issues with this particular case. And there are facilities, such as a Space Force facility, that is in the vicinity. So, you know, just because this is a civilian in their backyard perhaps seeing something doesn't mean it doesn't have wider implications. And perhaps to directly answer your question, what is it? Well, we don't know still. These objects were at low altitudes. They were operating independently. There's no way to correlate it with known air traffic or any type of balloon operations. And we're left really with questions about what it is. But what's fascinating is seeing this report is we can see that the FBI and other groups have been taking the time to investigate these. It's not just Ryan or Safe Aerospace telling you this has been a problem now. It's the government telling you that we are identifying a problem here.
And Ryan, we've got this other description from the new drop. Nobody had a phone camera for this one, but the witnesses are a former U.S. Army intel officer and 4 members of his unit. They were out, this is an artist's rendering. They were out in Colorado in 2022. They saw a potato-shaped object that stayed perfectly still while panels on it shifted in slow waves. It was not casting a shadow, and then it just disappeared. Why does it seem like so many of these sightings, including the ones that you have testified to Congress about, are above military installations? Is it just because people in the military know what to look for, or are the UAPs just more interested in our fighting stuff?
Well, we often consider that military bases often have more sensor systems, or at least we assume that they do. But in this particular case, this very large object that was seen by several witnesses with their own eyeballs, that doesn't account for the perhaps sensors they have in that area. So there are many cases that we've received that appears to indicate that these are interested in military bases, not just perusing on the sky, but actually dipping in at lower altitudes to try to take a look. You don't have to necessarily believe in aliens to understand that that's a problem for our national security.
And do you think the public is ever going to be satisfied with just images and videos of UAP? Or do they need to see like a walking, talking alien from another planet to put the pieces together?
Well, I think that's really, you know, an uncertainty. I think that with enough information, you can, you know, come to a belief system or to an understanding based off of that large amount of data that's out there. Within our organization, we've collected over 1,000 reports, and we see the patterns. We recognize different signals that we see across whether they're a trained professional or whether they're someone in their backyard. You know, whether that data is going to be enough for every person, I don't know. But when you do have these encounters or these experiences, it does often very much change that individual's perspective on the situation. And in fact, that large object that was detected over a military base, that was another witness that came to Americans for Safe Aerospace that we referred in. And in fact, that witness went through multiple reporting processes, both with Aero, the FBI, and is now, in fact, leading our report intake process for our organization.
Well, you were the right guy to talk about this. And Ryan and I, for everybody watching interested in this, actually taped an episode of the Fox News Rundown podcast that you can find on YouTube or Spotify, where we go a little bit more in depth on this. So, Ryan, great chatting again, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Peter.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.